So today's math is wisdom, power, refinement, all being born to God. Okay? When you speak your power, when you speak your wise words of truth, you show and prove yourself as God. Okay? You show and prove your powers as God. Okay? And those powers allow you to cleanse and refine those that you speak with. So on this day, we wisdom our power to show and prove that we are God. All right, we're back. You know what I mean? Godcast, Lord Jamar.
Digga.
All right, so yeah, we got a quick correction. Last week we were talking about streams. You brought up
Per sale.
Yeah, per sale. And originally I had said,
You were right. I'm like, no.
I originally said it was 1,500, and then somebody said 150, and then
somebody online said 150.
Yeah,
I thought it was
my
like
man
10.
Bernard. Okay, Bernard Groveman. You were wrong.
We need somebody
sir.
fact checking the fact checkers.
Okay, yeah, exactly. You were wrong, sir. It is 1,500. We verified with the RIAA that 1,500 streams equals one album sale. Now, doesn't that seem a little excessive? Like, really?
Now, is it 1,500 of the whole album? Is it 1,500 one song?
It could be one fucking song off of an album.
Okay.
So if you have 150...
I'll admit, I'm clueless.
1,500. I'm sorry. 1,500 streams, that equals one fucking album. Now I remember, like, in the contracts and shit like that, an album can technically consist of 8 songs.
8 to 10. I think what happens, you don't get paid past 10 songs. Like when you're dealing with that whole publishing circle, like once you get past 10 songs, like each song depreciates in value. So that 10.
What exactly?
Remember the
got the prorated
Yep.
and all of that type of shit. So that's why when people were putting like 20-something songs on the album, you're like, you're only shorting your money right now.
Right.
Like,
yeah, we had a whole different schematic.
Yeah,
we were playing.
It would see, and that's where business fucks up the artistry. You see what I'm saying? Because you might want to put 20-something songs, but now you because of after a certain amount, it's prorated, and it's getting you're dividing what's already being divided, and you're making the percentages even smaller, and you got to pay for samples, and
you don't care. You just a ass rapper. You want to do all this rapping on an album, and every song over 10 doesn't count.
So I'm just saying though, like originally, it was only like 8 songs could be an album. Now they're saying 1,500 streams equals one album. So, according to that, in order to go platinum, you have to have 1,500,000,000 streams.
That's a lot of streams.
That's crazy.
I feel like these kids got a lot of time though. Like they're doing that. They're actually doing
1,500,000,000 just to go platinum.
Well, that's streams alone. That's streams alone. Like
but they act like streams are so super easy. I mean, granted, it's harder than getting up and going out to the record store. I get it, but whoever put that 1,500 mark, that was a little excessive. I think that's trying to put certain people out of the game.
They're like, nah, you're not gonna plaque that easy.
Shit is fucking crazy. Well, anyway, in other news, your homegirl Barbara Bush died.
In other news,
Yeah. Okay. All right?
Beyonce slayed Coachella. Did you see that?
I heard she did her thing. I saw some little clips. She brought out
Mother of Three, killing it. They're actually debating
Destiny's Child and all of that.
They're debating who's a better artist, her or Michael Jackson. I saw a whole debate.
I saw something like that
going
too.
on about that.
Now, here's the thing. Now I'm hearing, Beyonce is the first black woman headliner at Coachella. Now, the way they put that, you would think that Coachella was out since, the 1920s or some shit.
Since Woodstock.
Since the Jim Crow era or some shit like that. No. Like, way like, this shit started in 1999. Okay? So, we have to ask ourselves, why? Why is she the first black woman? If this shit is not some, started years and years ago, supposedly when racism was, had a stronghold in America, by 99, right? By 99, we would have felt that in this country, racism wouldn't be such a factor, no? But a black woman, it's her first time, really?
I think, for
something that was started in 99?
But I feel like Coachella, we wasn't, but were we really checking for Coachella like that? Like, Coachella was kind of hippie-ish, it was over there with like Burning Man and them. Like, we Rock the Bells was our thing. Like,
some rave type of shit.
Like,
right?
We wasn't really.
Let's go take drugs in the desert. And
we wasn't really
act like
checking
assholes.
for Coachella like that. I think really this just shows, like, I guess just hip hop and R&B and just black music in general is just taking over to the point where we are popping up in these things that are otherwise, like, for instance, Nas at with the orchestra,
right.
Like
what he did Illmatic with the orchestra, right?
He did National Orchestra, Lord. Alex, where are you? The exact name of, but yeah, those guys in DC, this is like this is things that don't happen every day. So I think hip hop is just like that force to be reckoned with nowadays, but I wouldn't look at Coachella with the side eye because we wasn't checking for y'all anyway.
Well, it's not a fact that I'm trying to look at them with a side eye, but I'm just saying they try to make such a big deal of it, right? As far as, she's the first black woman to, and
like they shouldn't even have brought that to anybody's attention.
Well, I guess they, to me that you almost got to bring that to the attention when the institution is traditionally racist. If the institution is traditionally racist, then it's a big fucking deal when it's the first black such and such. You see, like America is traditionally racist, so it was a big deal when Obama was the first black president. So are they almost saying that Coachella is historically racist without them saying that, but they're saying it by saying she's the first black woman to do this? And now we're not that racist because look, we let Beyonce perform.
They let Beyonce perform. They let her pregnant hip hop female artist perform.
Fuck, let's talk about
Coachella just went in this year.
Now I know we've had discussions about when you were with child, you were performing.
I was.
Okay. Now, I know for a fact, though, that you weren't on stage fucking gyrating and
I still don't know how to twerk.
Trying to pop your coochie while you were 6 months pregnant. I know for a fact you weren't doing that.
I tried to get my daughter to teach me how to twerk. She won't do it. I be trying at home in front of no one.
Right, as you should. And that's the place to do it. At home in front of no one. But when you are, I don't know how many months the young lady is, but she looked big in the stomach to me. first of all, what do you feel about that as a woman who has been pregnant, who is an artist, who said, listen, the show still must go on, but like, isn't there a certain like line that maybe we don't want to cross when we're pregnant?
It's weird because I feel like Cardi is being celebrated for her ratchetness. Like, I personally never want to see. I'm bothered by a lot of things in society. I'm bothered by the overtly sexual overtones in everything, from television to, I don't even like to see little kids twerking at barbecues. Like, I hate it. Like, I personally hate all of it. I made a song over Kanye West's New Slaves called New Hoes, and I'm talking about, you know, these very same things. But it's almost like with her, you know, she is getting the pass to do these things that are traditionally like taboo, because that's what she's being celebrated for. Like, she's being celebrated for being ratchet. It's almost like, are we still gonna like her if she cleans up? Like, is she? You know,
she's already cleaned up.
I mean, she's cleaned up.
I mean,
but
Cardi
you know what I mean?
B
like,
that I know from.
No.
Wait, what was the original shit? Not Snapchat. What was the other shit that was hot for a second? Huh? Vine. That's where she popped off at. Okay. That's where I first got introduced to Cardi.
Well, she's definitely not
and
that same person. And when I tell you,
she was super ratchet at that point. I mean, she didn't give a fuck. Talking about sucking dicks and all kind of crazy shit. Like, she was out there. And that's what people loved about her, though. That she didn't give a fuck. Girls started doing, like, memes of her. Like, they started imitating her.
But I feel like that's what people love now. It's almost like, you know, if she does this complete 180, you know, is it still going to be the same?
Well, I feel like America has, like, a pretty woman fantasy. You know, they like that, you know, bad girl does good, a hooker with a heart of gold, and she ends up, you know, finding her Prince Charming and cleaning herself up and now presenting herself to, you know, high society.
Everyone is loving the rags to riches story, but what's also, you know, being added to that love is the fact that she's still being true to herself all the while making this transformation. I think that is like the big part of her allure. I don't know if I want to see her twerking pregnant at 9 months. maybe keep it in this first or second trimester.
So what did you enjoy? Did you see what she did, and did you think that was appropriate? Would you have done that at the degree that she was at of pregnancy?
I personally would not have, but I'm a different woman. I'm cut from the 3/4 of Cloth clan, so, you know, I'm different.
Good clan. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, I mean, me as a man, I don't necessarily want to see that.
It's like, I don't know. I mean, you know what? It's almost like, don't ask me. Let's ask you guys.
Unless you got some sort of, you know, pregnant woman fetish, like, I don't think that's fucking sexy. Although I do know dudes that, you know,
I feel like men
do. I know niggas that'll go after a pregnant girl. And what's so sick is I know niggas that have knocked off pregnant girls, and that's not their girl. Like, these girls are still fucking, and they pregnant. Niggas is bumping heads with babies and shit.
Hey,
what kind of shit is going on out here?
The hood as the hood does.
Yo, that shit is ruthless to me. Like, that shit is not cool.
As a woman, I don't even know how you can, like, take another guy that's not the father of the kid you're carrying in that.
Yo, that is total disrespect. That is total disrespect.
I mean, it's messed up that men
super ratchet. Don't do it.
But men will run around and sleep with 1,000 women and bring their pregnant woman back home some diseases and stuff. You're like, y'all just as funky too.
That's not right either.
Y'all just as funky too.
That's not right either.
But yeah, that's. I think we just old, man. Did you see the Atlanta where when Ern's baby mom is like, "Oh my God, you still use condoms? How old are you?"
First of all,
like they letting us know that this generation is not about that condom safe sex life. That show is so crazy.
First of all,
the black
I feel
culture
bad. I have
depiction.
not watched Atlanta yet,
bro.
This is you're talking about.
Yes.
John Glover and
yes.
I have not watched it yet.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to watch
the first season. I feel like I was rocking with laughter. This season here, it's a little more dry humor. Like it is one of those dry humor shows, but this season is almost it's like funny not funny. Like it's funny but it's serious. Like to me it's very impactful to like it is the most accurate depiction of black culture in this day and age that we ever gonna see.
Really?
Like I think what the Cosbys was for us growing up, like as far as that model black family that we want to see, like I think this is like real this is gonna be that impactful, I think, in black television, like down the line. People are gonna look back at this like, yo, that's really black people right now. That it is. Totally.
I need to check it out.
I think you should. And shouts out to Donald Glover. Childish Gambino, I'm going to call you that forever.
Well, supposedly he doesn't want to.
I know he doesn't want to be referred to as
He's a little too sophisticated. He's in Star Wars.
That name is so ill. And he got it from the Woo name generator. I forgot what my name was.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I had an ill name. I forgot what my name was.
That's hilarious.
Next segment, I'll think of it.
That's hilarious. So, Kendrick Lamar. Received a Pulitzer Prize.
Is he the first rapper?
He is the first rapper.
We got a lot of firsts going on out here in these hip hop streets.
First of all, I'm going to be honest to you. Every time that I've ever heard of the Pulitzer Prize, it's been associated with writers. Okay? The Pulitzer Prize winning writer, author, da-da-da-da-da. I didn't even know they gave it for music. But apparently, they said that this particular award is usually like an afterthought or something like that. But yeah, this music prize went to Damn, Kendrick Lamar's Damn.
That's dope.
They said it was a unanimous choice of the Pulitzer music jury.
Wow.
Usually, classical and occasionally jazz compositions have won this award.
That's crazy.
Never hip hop. I mean, what do we think about this? Well, you know, why does Kendrick get this kind of love? Like. I mean, I think he's dope, but, you know, sometimes I feel like some people benefit from all the whack shit that's out here.
I was going to say, I think he's benefiting from standing apart, you know, from standing out.
Like my man Aaron Cook's got a line in one of his songs, and he said, "It's easy to look lyrical in a room full of halfway terribles." You understand? Right. And, you know,
I think that's what this generation really gets to run with. Because, I mean, hey, you know, I hate to keep sounding like the old head back in my day, but in real life.
Because you have to have something to compare it to.
Right.
So when we say back in our day, we're only saying, listen, this is the yardstick. This is the level of standard that I'm comparing this to. Okay, now,
when there were just lyricists on top of lyricists, like,
if you had a Kendrick or a J. Cole in our era, I'm sorry,
I think they would have been average.
They'd have been all right.
I agree. That I agree with.
They would have been all right, because there was so much other shit out there, and just the quality, and you couldn't fake it. And
comparable to that and variations of that. So
harder shit than that.
It wasn't just one person spitting, preaching the gospel. There were not only were there a bunch of people preaching the gospel, you got it in different levels. You got the hardcore version, you got the X-Clan version, you got the Brand Nubian version, you got the Public Enemy version, you got the KRS version, you got so many different versions of that lyrical goodness. So
Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie,
right,
all of that, like
right.
And it's like, listen, I like these guys. I like what they're doing right now. We need those type of rappers. But honestly, and it's not trying to act like
I'll be
my
honest.
era was the greatest era, although a lot of people say it was. Like,
I'll be honest. I
can't help that I came up in that era. It just happened.
And however you feel about the guys, I feel like it's happening worse with the women. I feel like there are so many sex kitten female rappers that everybody's go-to is Rhapsody, as far as as far as conscious women with substance and attacking social issues and thing of that nature.
Right.
Like, I think Rhapsody is very dope. I also recognize that there are a ton of females,
Side Rock been doing
cut
that
from
shit
that
for
same
a long
cloth,
time.
spitting. Shouts out to Lyric Jones, whom I work with regularly.
Okay.
There are so many females, cut from that same cloth, but it's like when there's so much of this other thing going on, there's so many dolls out there that you're gonna gravitate to the one who's not doing that. But people at the same time are not. I guess they're just not digging deep enough, but they're not realizing that there's a whole pool, a whole cesspool of dopeness, and it's like Kendrick is the go-to. Kendrick and Cole is the go-to for the men, and Rhapsody is the go-to for the women.
Well, that's why we here, to make knowledge born and to bring a light to certain artists and just certain information, period, that's not necessarily being discussed or, being focused on.
Peace. It's the absence of all confusion. United we stand, divided we fall. 2 fingers together is the real peace sign, y'all. Brand Nubian peace gear. Hoodies. T-shirts. Snapbacks. Available at hoodg.com. Get yours today.